They say everyone overthinks, but let's face it, not everyone does it with the Olympic finesse you do. Welcome to the realm where a simple decision feels like a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle. You see, there's a misconception. Overthinking is just a bad habit. But what if it's a feature, not a bug? Your brain isn't broken. It's just running a different program. Enter the realm of cognitive friction. Unlike a smooth ride on a well-oiled machine, your brain's decision-making process is more like a rusty gear grinding away. Research by neuroscientists like Dr. Robert Leary suggests that overthinkers experience higher neural overhead. This means your brain is processing more information than necessary, causing a jam in the decision-making assembly line. It's a bit like trying to run the latest software on a decades-old computer. The brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for complex decisions, is flooded with possibilities, each one demanding attention. The result? Cognitive paralysis. Here's where the system crashes. The fatal error: your brain's predictive processing goes into overdrive. Normally, our brains filter out unnecessary information to focus on what's important. But overthinkers? They don't get that luxury. The signal-to-noise ratio is skewed, making it nearly impossible to distinguish the crucial from the trivial. Every detail is a potential game changer. So when a decision arises, your brain is already running at full capacity, flooded with irrelevant data. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack while the haystack is still growing. But what if this chaos holds a hidden advantage? Consider this. That same depth of processing can lead to insights others miss. Your brain is wired for pattern recognition, seeing connections in the chaos that others overlook. It's not just about finding a needle, but understanding the entire haystack structure. This evolutionary trade-off means you're equipped to detect subtleties, a skill that, while not always practical in everyday decisions, can be invaluable in complex problem-solving. It's the difference between skimming the surface and diving deep. Ready to recalibrate? Introducing the Neural Sandbox Protocol. This isn't about suppressing your natural tendencies, but managing them. The brain responds to environments, so create a space where ideas can be safely explored without consequence. This involves setting time limits for decisions and consciously reducing cognitive friction. Think of it as a mental playground where you can let your thoughts run wild, but only for a set period. By imposing artificial constraints, you reduce the neural overhead, allowing clearer, quicker decisions. Now, can you confine your chaos to a sandbox? Imagine a time when overthinking wasn't just a mental quirk, but a survival tool. While modern life mocks the indecisive, our ancestors prized this trait. The misconception? Overthinking is a modern ailment. Not quite. Our prehistoric predecessors who pondered every rustle in the bushes were less likely to become dinner. It's not that overthinking evolved recently, but rather that its usefulness has shifted. Evolutionary psychology tells us that caution was crucial for survival. In a world where guessing wrong could mean becoming a predator's snack, those with heightened sensitivity to potential threats thrived. Researchers like Dr. Lita Kosmides suggest this cautious processing is deeply wired. It's a vestige of a time when every decision could have life or death consequences. The brain, acting like an ancient radar, scans incessantly for threats, turning simple decisions into complex algorithms. But here's the evolutionary catch: 22. As societies evolved, the frequency of life-threatening decisions decreased, but the brain's intricate threat detection system remained. The fatal error occurs when this system processes mundane decisions with the same intensity as life or death ones. Whether choosing a meal or a mate, the brain continues to deploy its full arsenal, resulting in an exhausting cognitive load. It's like using a sledgehammer for every nail. Yet, this ancient mechanism has an unexpected upside. The same overactive threat detection equips you with an unparalleled attunement to your surroundings. While others might breeze through decisions, missing subtle cues, your brain picks up on nuances. In high-stakes scenarios, this can be the difference between failure and insight. You've inherited not just caution, but an acute sensitivity that can be a tactical advantage. To harness this evolutionary gift, Consider the threat calibration protocol. This involves training your brain to differentiate between genuine threats and trivial choices. Start by categorizing decisions into levels of importance. Use a mental filter to distinguish when to engage the full threat detection system and when to dial it back. Over time, this approach recalibrates your baseline, reducing unnecessary mental strain. Now, can you fine-tune your ancient radar? Ever wonder why your brain feels like it's been through a marathon after a simple decision? It's not just mental gymnastics, it's neurological tax. The misconception here is that overthinking is harmless mental exercise. Not quite. Every moment spent in cognitive churn is a drain on your brain's finite resources. Imagine running a high-performance engine on fumes. That's your brain, taxed to the limit. Enter the science of attentional load. According to Dr. Daniel Levitin, every decision we make depletes our brain's energy reserves. This is why overthinkers often experience mental fatigue. Their brains are constantly juggling too many variables. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making, operates like a muscle. When overused, it tires, leading to diminished decision quality and increased errors. It's the same principle that leaves you exhausted after a complex mental task. Here's the critical flaw. This constant state of cognitive overload doesn't just tire you out. It impairs your ability to make future decisions. The mental resources you expend today aren't instantly replenished. Research shows that mental fatigue can persist, affecting decision-making clarity for hours or even days. The fatal error is in assuming that every decision deserves equal cognitive effort. In reality, this indiscriminate approach leads to diminishing returns on mental investment. Yet, there's an ironic twist in this cognitive depletion. The very act of overthinking can, at times, lead to a kind of mental endurance training. Just as athletes build stamina through exertion, the brain builds resilience. Over time, this can enhance your capacity for complex problem solving, allowing you to handle intricate scenarios with relative ease. It's a paradox. The cost of overthinking can, in some cases, yield cognitive gains. To balance this cognitive cost, try the cognitive budgeting protocol. This involves actively managing your mental resources by prioritizing decisions. Allocate your attentional load like a financial budget. Only spend heavily on what truly matters. Use tools like decision matrices to streamline simple choices, conserving energy for the complex ones. This strategic allocation can transform your decision-making efficiency. Are you ready to become a cognitive economist? So, is overthinking all doom and gloom? Not quite. Imagine overthinking as a high-stakes chess game. The misconception? It's just a time waster. But in reality, this depth of processing can unlock levels of insight others overlook. While the world rushes past, your mind is busy constructing a mental blueprint of possibilities. What seems like hesitation might actually be an advanced form of strategic thinking. Enter the realm of predictive processing, where your brain acts as a hyper-analytical simulator. Researchers like Dr. Carl Friston have explored how overthinkers engage in complex scenario mapping. This mental exercise enhances your ability to anticipate outcomes, making you adept at navigating uncertain terrains. It's like having a mental GPS that considers every possible route before you even start the journey. But here's the twist. While this hyper-awareness can lead to decision paralysis, it also equips you with a unique advantage: the ability to detect subtle patterns. This cognitive prowess allows you to see connections that others miss, potentially turning a perceived weakness into a strength. The fatal error is in undervaluing this ability. While others might dismiss it as overcautiousness, it can be a critical asset in complex problem-solving environments. Here's where the real magic happens. By embracing this deep processing, you can cultivate a sharp intuition. Over time, your brain learns to streamline its predictive pathways, enhancing your ability to make quick, yet informed, decisions. It's the evolutionary trade-off of developing a nuanced understanding of your environment, a skill that, when honed, can put you ahead of the pack. It's not just about thinking more, but thinking better. To leverage this hidden advantage, practice the pattern recognition drill. This involves regularly engaging in activities that challenge your ability to identify and predict outcomes. Use puzzles, strategy games, or scenario analysis to train your brain's predictive pathways. By refining this skill, you transform overthinking from a burden into a finely tuned tool. So, are you ready to turn your cognitive chessboard into a winning strategy? So, how do you wield this analytical supercomputer without letting it run wild? The misconception? Overthinking is uncontrollable, but in truth, it can be channeled like a focused laser beam. Enter the decision matrix, a tool to harness your cognitive horsepower without burnout. It's not about stopping the storm, but steering it with precision. The science behind this lies in structured decision-making. Researchers suggest that breaking decisions into smaller, manageable parts reduces cognitive load. The decision matrix works by allowing you to weigh variables and outcomes systematically. This methodical approach taps into your brain's natural ability for depth of processing, turning chaos into clarity. It's like giving your brain a roadmap to navigate the decision wilderness. Without a structured approach, the brain defaults to its primitive, energy-consuming ways. The fatal error is allowing every decision to be treated with equal intensity. This leads to decision fatigue, where mental resources are squandered on trivial choices. By using a decision matrix, you prioritize high-impact decisions, conserving mental energy for what truly matters. It's the difference between a scattergun approach and a sniper's precision. The surprising twist? As you practice this protocol, your brain becomes more adept at distinguishing noise from signal. Over time, this leads to enhanced decision-making agility. You'll find that your intuitive judgments are more accurate and cognitive friction diminishes. It's the paradox of structured flexibility. The more you practice, the less you need to consciously think through each step. To put this into action, employ the decision matrix drill regularly. Start by listing potential decisions, ranking them by impact and complexity. Assign scores to each factor to determine priorities. Practice this drill consistently to train your brain in efficient decision-making. Over time, you'll transform overthinking from an obstacle into an asset. Are you ready to master your mental chessboard? You've got the theory down, but let's talk about application. The misconception? Techniques like the decision matrix are too abstract for real life. Wrong. Imagine using this tool as your personal assistant in the battlefield of daily choices. From picking lunch to strategic career moves, this protocol applies universally. It's not about reinventing the wheel, it's about greasing it. Consider the science of choice architecture. According to Dr. Richard Thaler, structuring choices in our environment can significantly impact decision-making. By implementing a decision matrix, you create a framework that simplifies complex decisions. This isn't about limiting options, but organizing them in a way that aligns with your cognitive strengths. It's like arranging your chess pieces before the match begins. The fatal error? Failing to adapt the decision matrix to fit personal nuances. Many people try a one-size-fits-all approach and give up when it doesn't fit perfectly. The key is customization. Tailor the matrix to prioritize what truly matters to you. This adaptation not only enhances decision quality, but increases engagement with the process itself. Your matrix should be as unique as your fingerprint. Here's the advantage. As you integrate this into your routine, decision-making becomes second nature. The more you use it, the more intuitive your choices become. It's like developing muscle memory for your brain, where even complex choices start to feel effortless. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about empowerment. You're no longer a victim of cognitive overload, but a master of strategic choice. Ready to apply this framework universally? Start with the daily decision drill. Each morning, identify key decisions for the day, then quickly map them using your personalized matrix. This daily practice not only sharpens decision-making skills, but builds confidence in your cognitive abilities. Over time, you'll notice a shift from overthinking to strategic execution. Are you prepared to revolutionize your daily choices? What if I told you that your personal overthinking isn't just a solitary quirk, but a microcosm of a larger systemic pattern? The misconception? Overthinking is purely an individual issue. In reality, it mirrors how societies grapple with complexity. Just like your brain, organizations often get bogged down in decision paralysis. Your personal strategies can have broader applications, reflecting a systemic need to streamline processes. The science of systems thinking reveals that complex systems, like organizations, benefit from simplified decision frameworks. Dr. Peterson's work on learning organizations highlights the importance of structural thinking. What works on a personal level can scale to larger systems, reducing inefficiencies and enhancing decision-making. Your brain's journey from chaos to clarity is a blueprint for systemic efficiency. The fatal error in many systems? Treating every issue with the same level of urgency. Just like individuals, organizations fall into the trap of cognitive overload. The result is organizational paralysis. By adopting structured decision-making frameworks, systems can avoid the pitfalls of overanalysis. Your personal decision matrix is a micro tool with macro potential, capable of revamping how decisions are approached on a larger scale. The unexpected benefit? Just as personal discipline in decision-making leads to individual empowerment, systemic application can lead to organizational agility. Systems that implement structured decision-making frameworks are more adaptive and resilient. They respond faster to changes and challenges, much like a well-trained brain navigating complex scenarios with ease. Your personal evolution in decision-making mirrors the evolutionary potential of entire systems. To bridge personal insights with systemic change, try the macro-micro integration drill. Begin by identifying a personal decision-making challenge and mapping it onto a larger system dilemma. Use your decision matrix to model potential solutions. Then explore how these can be scaled for broader applications. This exercise not only refines your skills, but offers a glimpse into the systemic power of individual strategies. Are you ready to turn personal mastery into systemic innovation?